Hello again, everybody. This is Derek, and I am coming back at you with another Wargaming and Miniature video. In today's video, we're going to continue on with our What's in the Box series. Now, we're actually doing a What's in the Bag for this Plastic Soldier Ultracast Spanish Cavalry unit. It's in 15 millimeter, organized for Mortem et Gloriam, which is a miniature set of rules. Now these are Spanish cavalry, and Ultracast is kind of like maybe an ABS soft plastic kind of deal, a lot like Warlord resin or like the Flames of War soft plastic. It's a lot like that. So let's go ahead and open this up and look at it. But before we do that, I wanted to say that if you've never been to any of these videos before, what I do is I scrutinize the models on the table, and then what I'll do is I will adjust the focus and we will zoom in and take a close look at what you got, what the details are on the figures. Alright, so let's go ahead and open this up and then dig into it. Okay, we'll set that placard off to the side right there. Comes in a Ziploc bag, which is good. That way you can store all your bits and bobs. Let's go ahead and dump this out right here. There we go. All right, we get some loose models, and we get most of the horses are loose and the riders are on sprues. Okay, that's great. Let's go ahead and what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate all these into like with like, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and got everything separated like for like. I do want to point a couple of things out. It looked like this sprue might have broke in the middle because this guy and these two guys match exactly with what those guys above are. These are not the same as that. And then there's this one guy by himself. He looks a lot like this spearman here, but he doesn't have the rest of his sprue. Okay, these guys look the same, but this guy, he looks a lot like the guy on the other end. So yeah, they're all pretty much exactly the same. The three poses. Yeah, okay, so you get three poses. Alright, so now let's count them. 10, 14, 19. That's an odd number. That's okay. The unit is organized in Meg in units or bases of 3 figures. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases and 1 extra horse. I guess that's pretty good. You can use that 1 horse on maybe a general stand or something like that. But you're getting 6 bases, and Spanish cavalry are deployed as 4 or 6 base units for a total of 8 bases maximum. So you could have 2 units of 4 or 1 unit of 6. And this is going to be 6 bases with an extra figure. Now let's make sure that this extra figure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with 1 extra figure. There you go. Okay, so that's the unit composition. Now you'll see some of these guys are holding swords, and 1/3 of them have spears. 2/3 of them have swords, Um, a couple of poses have helmets, and then this other pose looks like he's just wearing his hair's tied back. Um, the sheaths for the swords have quite a bit of detail. Plus, some of these guys are wearing these capes, and the other guys just have tunics on. So they're listed as protected, and they have short spear and javelin. You'll have, I'll notice I only see 2 shields per sprue. Okay, there's 2 more shields down here. So there's actually 4 on this sprue where there's only 2 on that. So there's 6. That'll cover everybody. And then that's 1 extra. So with that extra shield, that would cover them. And then these 2 with that. Okay, so you'll actually have enough shields to cover everybody. Just had to double check that. You'll actually have a few extra shields that you can save and use for other models that you might have. There are 4 horse poses. You've got a leg in the front and the back kind of spread. You've got just a canter. Then you've got a horse here that's kind of rearing back on its hind legs. And then you've got a horse here just standing with one of its legs up. They all have... Okay, well, the bottom row and the top row and this row. So the majority of the horses have this saddle harness kind of thing in the front that is frilled, has a frill. These 4 horses do not have that. So they're a little unique. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to adjust the focus and the zoom, and we're going to look in at these guys and see exactly what kind of detail you're getting on these. Okay, we'll take a look at one of these sprues, because remember, like I said, all the figures are pretty much exactly the same. You got this guy with the sword. Look at the detail on his sheath. He's got a little dagger stuck in there as well. He's got pants with his feet wrapped. A helmet with maybe a plume hanging off of it. Then you got this guy with a cape, tunic, over the shoulder with the brooch. And then you got this guy with a spear. Okay, and then you can see the shields. The back of them. A little frill on the bottom of his tunic. Just his hair tied back. And then like 2 different styles of shields. You got like the round and then the squared off. And then same up here. This is one of the horses, the one with the front and back leg kind of pulled back. You can see there's quite a bit of extra plastic that's going to need to be trimmed off. But the horse has quite a bit of detail on it. I'm very pleased with this horse. Because I know this plastic is going to be easy to clean. Yeah, I know it's going to be easy to clean. One of the ones kind of just standing there. He's got the Princess Leia ears. You got the one that's rearing back on his hind legs. This is the one that does not have the trim. Still look like good horses, though. I'm very happy with this. And then the final one's got his head up, one leg, pretty thick trim on the on his neck. Okay, this was the Ultracast from Plastic Soldier Company Spanish Cavalry unit, and you can see that it's a little bit more than a unit. They also offer something called the Spanish Cavalry Pack Breaker, which this is 3 figures. So this would be 1 base. So if you got this, which we know now is 6 bases, you could add 2 more of these and have 2 more pack breakers, and you could actually have 8 bases of Spanish cavalry, and those 8 bases is the maximum on a Spanish Iberian. Now on a Celtic Iberian or the Celtic Iberian, 6 is the maximum. And also in the Lusitanian, the Spanish Lusitanians, 6 is also the maximum. So, so this is the max for 2 of the different armies. But if you play the Celtic, or if you play just the straight Iberian, yeah, if you play just the Iberian, then you could have up to 8 bases. That's Meg, but you can see that in your army list. These are very nice models. They look like they're going to be great to paint. I would recommend putting them in some hot water first and allowing the molds to settle back, like the spears to settle back into being straight. And then and then also washing them, because there's going to be some mold release on these. And then once they cool, then go into painting and assembling and all that. All right, but you don't see a lot of bent spears in this pack. Maybe this guy, maybe that spear's just a little bent, but it's nothing that's too heinous. If you're interested in acquiring these, you can always look on my eBay store. I have models on there that fluctuates. And also, if you maybe need these painted for you, you should contact me via email, and I will quote you a price, because I do commission work for customers. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming out and checking out this video, and I will see you in the next one.